If everyone would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the national anthem. Where is it? Oh. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm glad that I can have everyone here with us today. It's a great day for this graduation. I'd like to thank again the family, friends, faculty, and soon-to-be graduates of the class of 2017 for being here. I would also like to welcome members of the Board of Education, Mr. Goger, Mr. Mielek, Mrs. Seidorf, Mr. Becker, Mr. Roll, and Mr. Roncaroni, as well as Assistant Superintendent Hughes and Superintendent Mr. Bender. I would like to thank all of you for attending the ceremony. I would also like to extend my gratitude on behalf of my class to the entire maintenance staff, who have worked tirelessly to make the grounds look amazing today and preparing the seating and decorations. I know that I, along with the rest of my class, have been waiting for this day for a long 4 years. I knew the end was coming, but it never really hit me until that first graduation practice where I messed up that one line. Honestly, I thought so much about how to write a good speech, I never considered starting it. But as half your president, I feel like I am obligated to send you off today with some words of wisdom or an inspirational idea that will help you take on the world. Unfortunately, I can only address half the class. At this time, I would like everyone who has a last name that starts with L through Z to cover your ears. You will have to be inspired by Emily. She'll probably do a better job anyway. So, I guess now I have to give you some cliche words of advice or a life lesson, but I'm not really good at this. So, I've wasted too much time on the first part of this speech. We're gonna do this quickly, one at a time. Don't quit if you fail. Give back to others. You will get your priority seating as long as you come to the tailgate. Find what you love to do and excel at it. No, we cannot do that senior prank. Don't let someone tell you you can't achieve your goals. Get involved. Emily and I have no control over the Facebook page. For any underclassmen that are here today, without the cafeteria and the maintenance staff, this school would fall to pieces. Be nice. Sit down. Be humble. That's it. There's still more speech, just so you know. That's the extent of my wisdom. Let it all sink in. I know that it's a lot, but I have complete faith in your ability to remember that for the rest of your lives. What you do with that information is up to you. Take it, write it down, tweet it, put me on your Snapchat story. Doesn't make a difference to me. But we've made it through the impossible 4 years that make up high school. We were the first class to receive and take perfect care of our Chromebooks. We received thousands of emails from Marin Smagala, who until this day I have never seen. I had that part in the speech, and Mr. Peterson brought me into his office to meet her like an hour ago. We politely reminded the underclassmen that they were expected to actually cheer at sporting events. We won Spirit Fest, and we brought back Mr. Voorhees. Everyone sitting before me has earned their right to graduate today, or to the left. You have read books, you have written papers, taken tests, and you've succeeded. So we leave high school today, and we throw away the safety net that is Voorhees High School. We won't have the teachers, the guidance counselors, the coaches, or the administration to advise us when we make decisions. We'll only have ourselves. But I believe that we're ready for this. Never doubt your ability to be great. Never take yourself for granted. The class of 2017 will take on the next chapter in life, whether that be college, work, military, or any other endeavor. We will be the next generation that takes on the world. And I know this class will achieve great things. So don't go today with sadness that we are leaving, but with a bright vision for your future. Okay, anyone with last names starting L through Z, you can uncover your ears now. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2017. Also, quick thing with the class. Thank you.
You'll have to excuse me if my voice shakes a little. Ever since I was little, my dad told me if you weren't nervous, it meant you weren't ready, and I can tell you this is the most nervous I've ever been. So, good morning, everyone. I would like to start off my speech with 2 quick but very important thank yous. First, thank you to our class advisors, Ms. Pearson and Mr. Gianelli. Your guidance over these past 4 years have been adamant to our success as a class. Secondly, I would like to thank all the families here today. As much as we are all stubborn high schoolers clinging to our independence, your support is what got us here today, so that I thank you. 4 years ago, we were all so nervous about going into high school, nervous about making and losing friends, getting lost on our way to class, and the new level of freedom that was just presented to us. Those same feelings have risen again, but are now combined with the excitement of being a young adult stepping out into the world. So now we take our second set of first steps. We walk out of the cool comfort that is our homes and into the next phase of our lives, but we do it together. We are a group composed of teams, casts, clubs, and most importantly, friends. We are history buffs, mathematicians, science nerds, and writers, athletes, singers, gamers, mechanics, and we even have a few very proud weightlifters. Together, we make up the class of 2017. But what happens when we become the class of 2021, or we take our first steps into the workforce? I can openly say I have no experience in any of this, but I am laden with the same mix of excitement and angst that all of you are feeling right now. I find comfort in knowing that I have come from the Voorhees community. Voorhees has provided us with the tools to handle whatever our futures may bring. Voorhees has taught patience, a characteristic exemplified by our teachers and administration on a daily basis. I've seen the same patience displayed by the members of the class of 2017, mostly when explaining to freshmen to walk on the right side of the hallway. Voorhees has taught to have ambition, something our class radiates. We have an ambition that led us to almost a complete sweep of Spirit Fest this year. Voorhees has also instilled passion in us all, whatever that passion may be towards, and fuels us to fully devote ourselves to it. Most importantly, Voorhees has implanted a sense of pride in each and every one of us, the pride of being a Viking. That is something that we will carry with us through the rest of our lives and utilize to make our mark on the world. I saw a video recently as I was dodging notifications from our infamous class Facebook page. It started with a teacher who walked up in front of his class and pulled out a jar. Into the jar, he placed ping pong balls all the way to the top. He asked his class if the jar was full, and of course they said yes. Next, he walked up to the jar and pulled in a bag of beads. The beads filled all the spaces left unfilled by the ping pong balls, and again he asked if the jar was full. The class said yes. Finally, he took out a bag of sand. He poured the bag of sand into the jar, and it filled every nook and cranny until the jar was truly filled to the brim. Once again, he asked if the jar was full, and the class said yes. He then revealed the ping pong balls represented the most important things in your life: your family, your friends, your own happiness, so on. The beads are smaller things that still carry some importance, but you could really do without. And lastly, the sand is trivial day-to-day issues. Don't let your life become flooded by the meager issues. If the teacher had put in the sand, then the beads, then the ping pong balls, they wouldn't have all fit in the jar. So after you leave Voorhees, and you have that first breakdown where all you want to do is give up, go home, quit, and come back to how things used to be, remember not to sweat the small things. Remember that your family loves you, your friends support you, and that you can do anything you put your mind to. You have the tools that Voorhees has given you, and if you utilize them correctly, you are unstoppable. No matter what happens, you will always have a place where you belong, and you will always be a part of the class of 2017. Thank you and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the salutatorian for the class of 2017, Maggie Whitpen.
Thank you. 728 school days, 180 days as seniors, 4 Spirit Fests, 2 proms, 1 Mr. Voorhees pageant, and now 1 graduation have brought us to today. Today, at this moment, we sit here as students. Though it's not the first time we've been here. There have been countless football games, soccer games, gym classes, and homecomings. But back then, we always knew we would return. Today is different. While we will always be classmates, this is our final time together as students of Voorhees High School. Over the past few weeks, as graduation approached, I found myself wondering where all the time went. Prior to Voorhees, we were the know-it-all 8th graders. A few hours into our first day, we knew the game had changed. It seems like just yesterday we were lowly freshmen lugging our oversized backpacks through the halls, thinking about the pool on the 4th floor, or worrying about stepping foot in the sacred senior mall. Unless, of course, you wanted to stand on a table and sing "I'm a Little Teapot" as punishment. As freshmen, time seemed sluggish, and we measured it by counting down classes until the end of the day, or minutes until lunch. It almost seemed like the end of the year would never come, but we survived, and marched into sophomore year, chanting "Sophs rule the school," as time passed faster. Junior year, we wondered how much longer our Chromebooks would survive, how many more days we had riding the bus, or how many weeks were left until the senior mall was ours. Each year flew by more quickly than the one before. This year, as seniors, it felt as if time was fading away. First, it was how many weeks until our college essays were due, and how many months until prom. Pretty soon after, here we are, all sitting here on our graduation day. And while we may not have all been together for those 728 days, with some attendance records different than others, we have all shared memories. Our time at Voorhees has been filled with lots of laughter, and I think everyone would agree our class has a lot of character and characters. For the previous 12 years, we've known what's to come, being eased from one grade to another. But this year, we found ourselves asking the question of what's next. Up until now, we have been thinking of graduation as someday. Well, that someday is today. For some, it has gone faster than others, but I think it's important to look back and remember our moments. Along with everything else, there's been lots of learning. Through countless trials, we have mastered calculus, Shakespeare, biology, pickleball, ceramics, and so much more. Everyone now knows never to challenge Mr. Peterson to a dance battle. Not to take up all of 513 when biking to school. And that parking passes are indeed a prized possession. In the end, nothing would have been possible without the teachers and administration. Our teachers have not only taught and pushed us inside the classroom, but they have provided life lessons and a place for us to grow outside of it as well. Our teachers have encouraged and at times forced collaboration in order for us to grow with each other. I truly believe that the most important lessons taught were not the ones on how to solve a math problem or keep our egg project from cracking in health class, but those such as being there for each other or having confidence in ourselves. Each and every teacher at Voorhees has provided support and guidance in one way or another to the class of 2017. Now to the rest of the faculty and staff. Thank you for keeping us afloat. Whether it's supervising our clubs, coaching our teams, or providing us with an enriching environment, we could not have done it without you. And to family and friends, words cannot describe how much you have done to help us along this journey. All there really is to say is thank you. I know that it's just two simple words, but they are said with the deepest respect and sincerity. Today we've reached the final day. And while it seems the time has run out, there will always be time to be curious, try new things, stay connected, and look back on our memories of Voorhees High School. Dr. Seuss once said, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You're the guy who'll decide where to go." So, class of 2017, assuming everyone has paid their library fines, congratulations, we made it.
Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce the valedictorian for the class of 2017, Andrew Babuke Murray.
Good morning to the guests, faculty, and soon-to-be graduates. Today marks the culmination of 4 years of hard work done by the class of 2017 and the staff and administration of Voorhees High School. But before we move forward, let's take a moment to welcome all of the guests that could make it. Parents, siblings, and friends, thank you for being here today. Thank you for playing integral roles in the graduation of the students sitting before you. Classmates, our journey has led us here. There are many ways to look at this day. Should we look to the past and be joyous and grateful that we have come this far and accomplished this much? Or should we be excited that we are moving on to the next chapters of our lives? I believe we should do both. But regardless of how we feel, I think all of us should slow down and appreciate today for what it is. We should savor our last moments as the seniors of Voorhees High School. 4 years ago, Voorhees took us in as freshmen. Through the years, we have matured as students, experiencing both success and growing pains. In its time at Voorhees, the class of 2017 has been quite active. Spirit Fest, the Milk Can Game, Prom, and Mr. Voorhees are just a few of the events that almost all of us have either participated in, spectated, or won multiple times. In the classroom, we have also established a reputation as a successful group. We have braved SATs, ACTs, subject tests, biology testing, and even the dreaded PARC. The results? Voorhees has some of the best scoring and most knowledgeable students coming out of any high school. It is supplying the next round of young adults into college and the workforce. As these young adults, we will be more than prepared for our future endeavors. When we receive our diplomas, we will officially be ready to start the next chapter. Before this, we were all leading pretty similar lives. We had more or less the same studies, schedules, and companions. From this point in time, we all diverge from Voorhees. Now, the world gets so much bigger. That's the beauty of graduation. We move on to see how much variety the world has to offer us. We owe it to each other. We pushed ourselves, but used competitive spirits for the best, creating a truly intelligent graduating class. We also owe it to the staff for dedicating and volunteering countless hours to ensure each student was successful and happy with his or her own performance. On behalf of all of the seniors, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to the teachers for all they have done to enable our success. Without them, we would not be where we are today. So please join me in a big round of applause. Even with all of the help, love, and support from others, we did this mostly by ourselves. All of our hard work has finally paid off. The world may be a challenging place, but I have faith we can and will conquer it. Why? Because we are Vikings. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2017. We did it.
At this time, we will recognize our high honor graduates, students graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.7 or higher. Students, please stand as we call your names, and we ask that you hold your applause until all the names have been read. Stevie Lynn Ader, Allison Nicole Aprilli, Danica Sydney Berman, Alexandra Best, Victoria Bigdell, Benjamin Thomas Brandner, Alexander W. Brown, Emma Lee Cameron, Elise Francis Chin, Audrey Claire Christensen, Alexis Lee Churley, Lucas M. Cercello, Zoe Connell, Liam Francis Coutry French, William Pierre Dion, Meredith Kathleen Folsom, Jade Fosberg, Lindsay Barbara Fritz, Claire Rose Farino, Anna Elizabeth Gelson, Grace Charlotte Gilbert, Vicky Markella Glinos, Anne-Marie Francine Gregory, Francisco Guglielmino, Mark Joseph Hodgelick,
Andrew Keith Hoffbeck, Justin Charles Howell, Taylor Nicole Hubiak, Scott James Jackal, Alexa May Chen Johnson, Joseph Stanley Kaczynski, Allison Lamperti, Kelly Ireland McLaughlin, Dylan J. Novick, Cassandra Rose Oakinghouse, Robert Becker Olson, Francesca Tasha Tupulia, Logan Hunter Raposo, Garrett Schaumburg, Rachel Ariel Silberman, Ryan Lewis Solomon, Sydney Lee Stoddard, Grace Evelyn Zokel, James David Weber, Riley Kathleen Wood, Erica Grace Zach, Emily Laura Zobian, Maggie Whitpen Salutatorian, and Andrew Babook Murray Valedictorian. Congratulations to all of the high honor graduates.
Mr. Bender, Mr. Hughes, members of the Board of Education, parents, family, friends, and graduates, good morning and welcome. Class of 2017, let me start by letting you know that when I read Liam's speech, I got very upset because I was going to end with Kendrick Lamar, and he took it, so I'm not ending with any song lyrics this year or anything. But in the 22 years of education, when I get home from work, my wife always asks me, "How was your day?" I have never said boring. Class of 2017, thank you for keeping the streak alive. Pony? Like, pony? If you didn't hear, yes, we had a pony in the building yesterday. Now, if you know me, I had one student who asked me, "Are you mad?" Of course I'm mad. I didn't get to ride the pony. Class of 2018, if you're here amongst us, please don't try to outdo that. So, whether you are continuing your education or going on to the world of work, now everything is up to you. Your work over the past 4 years has set your path for the next phase in life. In a matter of minutes, your slate will be clean. You're a fresh start, and now you enter the world that is a competition. You all have the ability to do great things, but it is your willingness and your drive that will be your success. No matter where you go next, put your best foot forward with your hard work and your dedication. So are there any helpful hints that I can give you to make this happen? Well, there is one little trick that will help you immensely. You ready? Do you hear it? All the questions? What, is he nuts? Did he lose his mind? Is he nervous? That's the beauty of the pause. The pause captures everybody's attention, and it makes you think. It makes you ask questions. It makes you contemplate what's going to happen next, or the consequences of things. Most importantly, it helps to keep you accountable. There are many ways to say it. Chill, relax, whoa, wait a minute. Or even, dude, seriously? Sports use timeouts for critical situations where players are tired or that they're frustrated and they just need that time to kind of settle down. I recently heard someone speak, and they said, in no time in human history have we had more ways to communicate and have known each other less. I'd like to add, or have been less informed. In our society right now, with everything instantaneous, we don't pause. It doesn't come naturally. I've always said you can always tell a new teacher. They always want to give the answer right away. You know, it's those with the experience who will wait you out and put some good pressure on you and allow you to think and contemplate things a little bit more. When we want to read something and we read something online or we hear something for the first time, we jump right to the conclusion without pausing and really asking questions and finding out, is there more to the story or more about this before making those decisions to move forward? Your classmates in your speeches mentioned the support you have received from each other, your parents, and your teachers. As you move on today, you now are the sole person responsible for you. Again, in just a little bit, the slate will be clean, and you are off to a new start. Remember this, and sometimes you're going to have to pause to remember this one thing. No matter how you start, that doesn't matter. It always matters how you finish. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. Mr. Bender and members of the Board of Education, I hereby certify that the members of the Voorhees High School class of 2017 have met the graduation requirements set forth by the State of New Jersey and the North Hunterdon Voorhees Regional High School Board of Education.
Welcome, family, friends, teachers, Mr. Bender, Mr. Hughes, other administrators and support staff, fellow board members, and most especially Voorhees High School senior class of 2017. See, you're not the only one that's nervous up here. Thank you, Mr. Peterson, for allowing me to make some remarks to the graduating class. And thank you for presenting the class of 2017 for graduation. On behalf of the Board of Education, I firmly accept this class as having fulfilled all district and state requirements for graduation. I had the opportunity this past winter to visit the state of Chiapas, Mexico, where the city of San Cristobal de las Casas sits in the central part of the state. It's a very beautiful city nestled in a valley with highlands all around, colorful architecture, and very colorful and friendly people. With help from our friends in the area, our traveling group got to take a tour of the Universidad de la Tierra, or University of the Land, and it's located on the outskirts of San Cristobal. The school is home to about 900 students and staff at a time, with brightly colored buildings and murals spread all around the campus, nestled on a hillside on about 20 hectares of land. You see, the state of Chiapas is home to a very large community of indigenous peoples, made up of many tribes and descendants of the Mayan culture. As with other indigenous cultures, their struggle to adapt to modern pressures hasn't been an easy one. Following the implementation of NAFTA in the mid-90s, their plight worsened, leading to an eventual revolt and political uprising that ended up actually unifying many of the communities of Chiapas and finally giving them a voice and more control over their own destiny. With the help of human rights advocates and academics from around the world, non-government groups, the Universidad de la Tierra was conceived. Led by its director, Mr. Raimundo Sanchez Brazo, the school has grown into a movement and a symbol of what can be accomplished when concerned and dedicated people put their heads together and share ideas for the betterment of the community at large. Students come from all around southern Mexico to stay here for a few months or several years before going back to their villages and taking their responsibility to teach or practice the learning that they experience here and the skills they acquire. Many ex-students have taken the role of teachers on various courses that they offer, which range from various technical skills like mechanics, shoemaking, electronics, carpentry, hairdressing, to courses around health and nutrition, to those around cultivating food and raising animals. Alongside these subjects, there are also regular weekly and monthly seminars which also bring others together from outside of the campus. And the students also learn the importance of living in an environment where they become stewards of the land in their day-to-day activities. While touring the campus, I couldn't help but reflect on the educational system here in Hunterdon County and the difference there is within those two areas. You see, Chiapas is one of the poorest states in Mexico with a median income of about $13,000, and that's really the middle-class people who have businesses and they live in cities and they have an economy. The indigenous peoples don't make anywhere near $13,000 a year. But concerned people recognized the problem and then mustered the resources from the NGOs around the world and were able to create this educational center in the heart of the indigenous lands, all without government support, mind you. Today is a thriving center of knowledge and the free exchange of ideas where learned young people come and go, bringing knowledge and skills back to their communities, their villages, their families, so they can have a better future. Hunterdon County, on the other hand, is quite different from the state of Chiapas. According to the latest census information, Hunterdon County is the fourth richest county in the United States. Median income is now slightly above $107,000 a year. Ironically, Hunterdon County is the only county in New Jersey without a full-time vocational school like they have in Chiapas, Mexico. The powers that be don't emphasize the trades anymore because there is this misperception that children from Hunterdon County just want to go to college. Alas, I don't agree. I think college isn't for everyone. And so the pressure is on you, the class of 2017. You are the survivors of an excellent educational system, one that is great at preparing students for advanced placement. However, not all of us are advanced placement students. Fortunately, for those of you who feel that a four-year school is not for you, we do have several community colleges where you can explore your options without signing your life away. For those of you who choose military service, there is always honor in serving your country. And for those who aren't that interested in studying, as was yours truly, well, now you will be on your own. Unless, of course, you took advantage of some of the opportunities that Hunterdon County Polytech has to offer, albeit a part-time option. Their programs continue to grow and evolve to meet the needs of an ever-changing workforce. So kudos to Hunterdon County Polytech for picking up that slack. This is where our county leaders need to take note, because if we don't decide to invest in a more diverse skill set for our young people, we will lose them forever, because it'll be way too expensive to live here in Hunterdon County if it isn't already. In 5 years, we will lose approximately 10% of our student population to declining enrollment. That should set off an alarm to the Chamber of Commerce. Add rising tax rates to the mix, and we here in Hunterdon County are on an unsustainable path, my friends. And here you are, the class of 2017. You have managed to find your way through the labyrinth of Voorhees High School with help from a great professional staff. And you have managed to overcome some of the institutional inadequacies through your personal commitment to better yourselves with community service, through the athletics, or participation in a myriad of extracurricular activities. You and those who have had a part in the making of you is what has put Voorhees High School on the map as a top-performing school. Just imagine if we had some of the resources that other counties have invested in their youth. To my colleagues here and around the county, let's work on that one. Let's be more innovative. Let's really make it successful for all students. You are now entering that wilderness of life after high school. Some of you have learned to use the tools that made available to you, and you will be able to navigate that wilderness with more confidence than some of your peers. To those peers, don't give up. There is something out there in that wilderness for all of you. Trust in your intuition. Your parents have given you a strong foundation to build on. Strong family support is territory that just comes with growing up in Hunterdon County. Do not discard that. So I'll leave you with some words of reflection by Mr. Bruce Springsteen, who made an analogy of navigating that river of life through his recent, through his album from many years ago, but also through a recent tour. Writing about that river of life as you navigate your own river through life's wilderness over the next decade or so. The river is about time slipping away, and how once you enter the adult life and you choose your work, your partner, you'll begin to realize time starts ticking away. And you walk alongside not only the people you've chosen to spend your life with, but you walk alongside your own mortality. And you realize you have a limited amount of time to do your work, to raise your family, and to try to do something good. So try to do something good. Congratulations, class of 2017. Go in peace, and let the tassel turning begin.
Before we begin reading the names of graduates, I would like to remind the audience that there will be only about a 2 to 3 second period between the reading of each graduate's name. We are not making the impractical request of asking you to hold your applause. However, we ask that you keep it short and under control so you do not drown out the name of the following graduate. Please feel free to be as loud as you want when we present the entire class at the end. Stevie Lynn Ader. Anastasia Octipus. Jade Marie Anderson. James Michael Apgar. Allison Nicole Aprilli. Vincent Aprilli. Dylan Andrew Atlas. Claire Colette Ayat. Krista Baldino.
Alyssa Balletta. Benjamin John Barno. Zachary Andre Becker. Christine Renee Benson. Charles Alexander Berlowitz. Danica Berman. Alexandra Jane Best. Kelly Nicole Best. Victoria Bigdell.
Joshua Raymond Bittner. Samuel J. L. Bamba. Benjamin Thomas Brandner. Kayla Ashlyn Breitkoff. Connor Francis Leo Brown. Samantha Marie Brynildson. Daniela Bursett Romero. Ryan Michael Cahill. Emily Paige Bayun Cameron. Matt River Kanjemi.
Charles Edward Cantine IV. Juliet Capaldo. Bridget Grace Castello. Marcus Gregory Celiano. Garrett Chan. Elise Francis Chin. Audrey Christensen. Crystal C. Chum. Alexis Lee Churley. Lucas Cercello.
Vincent Lewis Conklin. William Kenneth Clausen. Zoe Connell. Jennifer Rose Cornine. Matthew Ronaldo Cowell. Will Cox. Katharina Ann Crawford. Juliana Rose Crisafulli. Justin John Saney.
Christina Lydia Chonka. Colton Christopher Curtis. Emily Lorraine Dabb. Kyle Frederick D'Antonio. Mackenzie Dastis. Morgan Rose Diavella. Connor Deck. Ryan Christopher Deck. Chloe Elise DeClean.
Chloe Elizabeth Demko. Natalie Diaz. Bella DeCaro. William Pierre Dion. Jacob Michael Dispenza. Samantha Dagazewski. Ryan James Darty. Haley Alexis Elliott. Patrick Anton Evers. Kylie Marie Felter.
Blair Feltz. Michael Fernandez. Nicholas C. Fernicola. Stephanie Amanda Finkel Quinones. Bethany Hope Fischetti. Meredith Kathleen Folsom. Jade Fosberg. Andrew Donald Freibergs. Lindsay Barbara Fritz. Claire Rose Farino.
Justin Edward Furs. Raymond Joseph Gallagher. Haley Aaliyah Garcia. Eric Michael Gargiulo. Andrew Garrison. Megan Rose Garofolo. Avery Rose Gavornik. Anna Elizabeth Gelson. Eleanor Marie Gensch. Grace Charlotte Gilbert.
David Gilfillian. Vicky Markella Glinos. Joshua Asher Goldsmith. Kayla Rose Gordon. Julia Amber Governale. Jenna Diane Graff. Colin Greenman. Anne-Marie Francine Gregory. Emily Margaret Greta.
Clayton Grigg. Jesus H. Guerrero. Francisco Guglielmino. Sean Hansen. Jason Hassold. Rachel Hong Heinches. August Bernard Heithoff. Marissa Lynn Henderson.
Michael John Hiltz. Mark Joseph Hodgelick. Andrew Keith Hoffbeck. Morgan Alexandra Hoffman. Jeremy Donovan Hoffman. Justin Charles Howell. Jessica Rose Rabovecki. Taylor Nicole Hubiak. Bridget Camille Heising.
Sarah Elizabeth Ingreo. Elliot Stephen Islin. Scott James Jackal. Karsten Robert Janes. Todd Alexander Jobson II. Alexa Maychen Johnson. Andrew Elias Jones. Joseph S. Kuczynski. Justin Kellner.
Melissa Kelly. Adam Kenzari. Allison Nicole Kipe. Daniel Collegy. Kevin J. Kubanak. Allison Lamperti. Noah Anthony Landon. Kelly Ann Krupa.
Christopher Lankin. Anna Ireland Leidner. Jordan Leonard. Thomas Joseph Leonessa III. Sadie Grace Lipomanis. Ella Lombardi. Nicole Cherie Lucas. Austin Jonathan McDonald. Nicholas Kaspar Markarian. Ariel Jean Marsh.
Pamela Beatrice Martinez. Jack Andrew Mastro. William James McDonald III. Stephanie McDowell. Kelly Ireland McLaughlin. Jessica Paige Memely. Albert Floyd Metzler. Christian Tyler Meyer.
Alana Jaylene Miller. Aaron J. Minchin. Evan McRae Minor. Jacob Robert Malo. Angelique Marie Malloy. Matthew Moran. Ryan Patrick Morello. Annalise Amelia Muir. Adam Joseph Murdoch. Jennifer Catherine Murray.
Mackenzie Suzanne Murray. Sophie Elizabeth Murray. Franklin Clark Musnoff. Nicole Marie Myers. Joshua Nakamuli. Neil Patrick Nakamuli. Paige Elizabeth Nazaro. Aiden Campbell Nadoro. Colin Scott Nadoro.
Michael Dean Normand. Chloe Marie Norris. Dylan James Novick. Cassandra Rose Oakinghouse. Emily Elizabeth O'Hara. Robert Becker Olson. Nicole Christine Orlando. Ethan M. Osgood. Jennifer Grace Page. Timothy Brian Parente.
Molly Kathleen Parsons. Daniel David Pavin III. Jacques Alexander Emmanuel Pereira. Alexandra Claudette Piscopo. Francesca Tasha Puglia. Jonathan James Rayevsky. Chandra Hope Ramlogan. Jack Benjamin Ronaldo. Sarah Christine Raper.
Logan Raposo. Caitlin Margaret Riley. Callie Ricablanca. Colton Albert Riley. Emma Nicole Riley. Naomi Woodnorth Rogers. Mackenzie Grace Rolls. Isabella Romanolo. Janine Bernadette Tejido Rosales. Jordan Nicholas Rosenblum.
Julian Carol Rosenblum. Nathan Rusher. Sierra Elizabeth Russell. Francesca Lynn Russanello. Vanessa Marie Sachs. Veronica C. Salvatore. Christopher Enrico Sarubi. Garrett William Schomburg. Elizabeth Schertle.
Hannah Ray Scavo. Nicole Kate Alberto Schroeder. Jared Edward Schultz. Lauren Andrea Schultze. Marielle Grace Schweikert. Kyle Secor. Adam Daniel Sharp. Charles William Shebby. Mackenzie Sherman. Brian Schuster.
Rachel Ariel Silberman. Kira Elise Scholand. Montera Joan Skibo. Ryan Lewis Solomon. Quincy Alexander Starnes. Corey William Starr. Sarah Ashley Stavisky. Michael Thomas Stazone.
Douglas A. Stewart. Sydney Lee Stoddard. Casey Elliott Stover. Dylan Joseph Swiston. Cassandra Lee Helen Zabo. Grace Evelyn Zokel. Emily Morgan Tabarelli. Christina Jane Tarpinian. Charlotte Joy Taylor. Spencer J. Terry.
Kevin Christopher Thor. Megan Rose Ty. Elizabeth Ann Torello. Kyle Jarrett Urbanski. Jonathan Francis Us. Brandy Rose Van Hassel. William John Vanderbeek. Callie Ann Verhost. Sarah Valenchek.
Zach Volk. Noelle Maeve Wenschwen Waldron. Erin Joy Walsh. Michael James Webb. James David Weber. Ann Weiler. Matthew Wentz. Sarah Elizabeth Whaley. Claire Elizabeth Whiston. Amber Lynn White.
Catherine White. Melissa Ann Will. Nick Whitcop. Riley Kathleen Wood. Erica Grace Zach. Grace Danielle Zarillo. Adam Mark Zenbauer.
The salutatorian for the class of 2017, Maggie Whitpen.
Valedictorian for the class of 2017, Andrew Babuke Murray.
Class co-president for the class of 2017, Liam Francis Coutry French.
Class co-president for the class of 2017, Emily Laura Zobian. Ladies and gentlemen, we present you the Voorhees High School graduated class of 2017.